Welcome, folks, to another episode of Dski Grillz. I got a treat for you today, folks. Today, we are getting ready for Memorial Day. Got a couple of catering jobs to do. So what we're doing today is we are cooking 9 slabs of ribs and 3 pork shoulders on the Old Hickory Pits Ace MM. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, folks, so you saw that intro. Trying to get all this done. It is Saturday now. We plan on delivering on Sunday. We have everything sitting here on the cutting board, so I want to bring you in up close and show you exactly what we got going on. So as you can see, we have 3 pork shoulders. Got a really good deal on these and had them in the freezer for the last couple of months. They were actually 97 cents a pound, so cleaned up on that deal. Bought 3 of them. Got 9 slabs of ribs, so I purchased my ribs at Costco. So we are using the spare ribs today. So what I'm gonna do now is get everything prepped and seasoned. Right now I got the Old Hickory Pits firing up. And if you remember on that grill, it takes about an hour to get up to temperature. We're shooting for around 250 degrees today on this cook. It's gonna be absolutely amazing, all right? Now, let's talk about the ingredients we're using for today's cook. We're gonna go mustard as a binder, and then we're gonna use my tried and true. We're going with the It's Incredible as our base coat, and we're going with the Texas Best Rib Rub as our outside coat. And we're doing this on the pork butts and on the ribs, all right? Now, to show you how serious I am about these products, I have them in 5-pound bags as well. So these are backups if we run out of the seasoning. So that's my It's Incredible in a 5-pound bag and my Texas Best Rib Rub. So you know what we'll do. I'll take you to the cutting board. I'll show you step by step how we're gonna season. We're gonna get these things prepped. Forgot to tell you also that we're gonna inject the pork butts as well with the It's Incredible marinade, okay? We're gonna build flavor into these pork shoulders. This is gonna be some beautiful pulled pork when it's all said and done. So as always, I thank you guys for joining me, and let's get cooking. All right, folks, so what we're doing first is we're gonna get going with the pork shoulders, all right? So I told you that we're gonna use the It's Incredible marinade. I didn't showcase that when I was just showing you the ingredients. So let's check out that really, really quick, and we're gonna get these things injected. So here is the It's Incredible marinade, and I mean all the awesome flavors of that all-purpose rub is what we're gonna inject in these pork butts, all right? So we're gonna get this thing opened up. Gotta go to heavenmadeproducts.com to try out some of these seasonings. I mean, they're really, really top notch. Been using them for about 5 years now. And even got a discount code from Mike and Kim, who are the owners of that company, that can give you about a 10% discount. I believe it's a 10% discount if you want to give them a try. And that discount code is D like Dski, G like Grillz, 10. So DG10. That's just a little help for you, okay, in case you want to give it a shot. So all we're going to do here is go ahead and get some of this poured into the water. I'm doing about 1/3 of the bag, and I think that's all. It's really, really good and potent, and just truly, truly imparts awesome flavor inside of your pork butt or whatever it is that you're injecting. We're going with a traditional large spoon and get this stuff mixed up really good. Yep, that looks really good. So we have this already. The seasonings are all filled up in the water. Now we're just gonna shoot this baby up, okay? So I'm gonna get my injector and we'll get back together in just a second. All right, so I was gifted this a few Christmases back, and it's more of a stainless steel type setup. I like it a lot. It's really, really good for injecting your meats. And what I'm going to do is use the typical 1-prong or 1 applicator type dispenser, okay? Some of these have 4 or 5, which is probably better. Maybe we try this together, folks. Let's put this tip back on. And what we'll do is go with the one that has about 4 or 5 ports and just really try to shoot these things up. It could be a pain in the butt when they get clogged up though, but we'll give it a shot, okay? Okay, and then we're just gonna go ahead and get these marinade pulled in. All right, and then let me get this out the way. We're just gonna start shooting it, right? So we'll start here. Get us a shot of that going. Got juices oozing. Now, one thing I didn't say as well is that with us using this injector, we will not need a binder for the pork shoulders because you'll have the injection that is also creating that binder. All right, I'm just gonna keep on going. Get up under this blade bone. I mean, it's already crazy full of stuff already because you have so many holes. You got 6 holes that are shooting out. Well, you have 9 holes that are shooting out the marinade throughout the meat. So with the remaining marinade now, I don't care because I feel like I've gotten some everywhere. Now I'll just start injecting, using up the rest of my marinade. I think that's enough. We'll get rid of the rest of this marinade. And now we'll come on back and start doing the seasoning process, all right? So again, 2 seasonings is all we're using today. We're coming first with that It's Incredible, and we're just going all in, okay? So I want to get a nice coat of It's Incredible on here. Catch our sides. This is the messy part, but it's the best part, right? Imparting flavors into what you're doing. Okay, now we're coming back with the Texas Best Rib Rub. We'll leave this where it's at. Now, good dose of that. Very important to hit it with this Texas Best Rib Rub. I want to pat and flip. Now, once I finish this one, I'll stay with this one with you guys, and then I'll finish the next 2 offline. Catch this side here, pat a little. Catch this top, pat a little. Catch this side here. You know what I'm going to say. Pat a little, and right here. Okay, so we'll flip this baby over. You can see already the beautiful color that the Texas Best Rib Rub puts on your food. All right, let's hit the top. Now this has been my go-to for ribs, again, 5-6 years now, man. And I don't change much on what I do when it comes to catering because people get used to a unique taste that they expect from you. So I'm not up here doing trial and error when it comes down to people's food. It's all about being consistent, right? Giving them that flavor that brought them to you in the first place, that made them come back that second time. So again, we will repeat the same process on the last few. Get back together. At that time, we'll check out the ribs. All right, so now we're on to the ribs. I have one of my Colina knives we're going to use for this process. Now, removing the membrane has always been that step that most people show. I stopped doing that a couple of years ago, and what I do now is I just score the membrane because it does render down. You'll never taste this thing, okay? Makes it quicker when you're doing prep as well, and the final result is exactly the same, okay? So my point is, what I do is I just come right on down and we tic-tac-toe this baby, okay? We come like that and we come back the other way, right? Just dice it up. Now this knife is so nice and sharp, okay? It's a really, really nice knife. Definitely for this type of application. I mean, just scoring something. We'll do the same thing to slab number 2. Just come on down, get us some nice vertical rows. Right back with horizontal rows. We have 9 slabs to do, so what you're seeing on these 2 will be done with the remaining 7 slabs of ribs. All right, I think that's pretty good. Trimming is very important. You want your ribs to cook evenly. So you have this tip here that I definitely want to take off. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead in between these 2 bones and try to square these ribs up. Okay, so we'll get that removed. Okay, nice and square. Really good on this side already. Other slab seems to be pretty square. You have extra pieces that are not going to cook right, so I go ahead and take those off as well. The main thing is to just get the ribs trimmed up really good. See this extra here? Not good for anything. Let's get this off. Let's see if we have anything on this side hanging. Got a little bit hanging right here. We'll get that off as well. Okay, I think they're good. I think they're pretty square. And we're gonna come on now and start the seasoning process, all right? So I'm coming with mustard as a binder first. We'll get that worked in a little. Okay, and then we're coming with our 2 seasonings, right? And we talked about those earlier when we were seasoning the pork shoulders. So we're coming with the It's Incredible first. Also, by scoring the meat, you get a chance to get those seasonings deep inside the ribs too. If you think about it, they're going off into those tic-tac-toe patterns, right? So you're getting some seasoning in there, kind of leveling up your game a little bit. And then back with the Texas Best Rib Rub. Doing the back side first, so we flip it over. Our presentation side is the last thing we touch. And then these babies are ready to go on the pit, okay? Get everything patted, and we're gonna flip and repeat. And same thing, mustard. It's Incredible. Texas Best Rib Rub. Okay, folks, so that's the seasoning portion of this video. I'll meet you guys outside when it's time to get these babies on the Old Hickory Pits ACMM. See you guys out there. All right, folks, so we are back outside and we are now with the Old Hickory Pits ACMM. The pork butts have been seasoned, the ribs have been seasoned. We are now at my favorite part of the video, and you know what that is. Let's get cooking. Dski is so excited about this one. Memorial Day time. I get an extra day off, get a chance to do what I love, which is bring awesome content to you around barbecue that is absolutely amazing. So let's check out the Old Hickory Pits. As you can see, she is still looking good. This is 4 or 5 years into it. I love this grill. We have this thing up now to around 200 degrees. So what I want to do is go ahead and get it opened up and get our ribs and pulled pork added. I'll start off first with 1 slab of ribs here, and we'll do some more. Let's just keep on going there with the ribs. I think I'll get 2 on here and just kind of see what the theme is going to be. Not really sure how I'm going to do this yet. But one thing I do know is we have plenty of room to do it. So how cool is that, right? 2 slabs here. Come back with an awesome pork shoulder here. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And 1 slab here. All right, plenty of room there. We'll get this shut down. We're gonna open up the next rack. Maybe we'll repeat the same thing. Let's try that out and see if that's how we do it today. Another beautiful pork shoulder laid right here on the edge. We'll come on back with our ribs. We're gonna do 2 slabs right next to each other. 1 here, 1 here. All right, and lay our 3rd one across again, right here, okay? Do the same thing on shelf 3. The awesome thing about the Old Hickory Pits is we actually have a shelf 4 if we needed it, okay? So we're gonna go with shelf number 3. Do the same thing there. Slab of ribs. Okay, so think about this. We have 9 slabs of ribs, and we have 3 pork shoulders, and we have 1 more shelf. So at least you know for a fact, you can do 12 slabs of ribs and 4 pork shoulders at one time on the Old Hickory Pits ACMM. So it's a monster when it comes to capacity. All right, we'll do that. All right, let's get this baby shut down. I need to wash my hands first. I'll be right back. Okay, so we'll get her shut down. And next thing we're going to do is go ahead now and get our fuel loaded back up. So it's gone for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of getting up the temperature. Now we need to go ahead and add our smoke, go ahead and add more fuel so this baby can go, set it and forget it for at least 3 hours before I even look at it again. Okay, so to do that, let's check out the firebox together. So as you can see, ash catcher here, nice deep firebox there, right? So we're gonna get this thing opened up. See how our fuel is looking right now? I started off filling it up pretty good with the Kingsford charcoal, so you can see I still have quite a bit of fuel left. We want to top it off. Now, to do this cook, just to give you guys an idea of the fuel usage, this is a 16-pound bag, and I will use a bag and a half, okay? So I'll say around a 24-pound bag is what it'll take to push through this cook. And we are talking around 8 hours, so here we go. We're doing pork, so we're coming back with fruit flavors, all right? So what I want to do is hit this baby with some apple. So we're coming back with apple chunks. Now that's going to impart some really good flavor in there. Let's get it shut back down. Clean up our ashes here so we can make a good seal on our door. And guess what? We are now ready to let it go for around 3 hours. We'll come back and check and see how things are going a little bit later. See you in a bit. All right, so we're about 2 hours into this cook. We're gonna do the first check-in and see how these ribs and pork shoulders are doing, all right? So let's do that now. See what we're working with here. That's what it's all about, right? Okay, so let's see. Beautiful color is forming right now. I was gonna spritz, and I think I still will just a little bit. Nice color. We'll do a light spritz. Maintain that color. I think we go at least another hour, hour and a half before we do anything else, okay? Because one thing with me is I want to form that bark. That's what's so important when you're doing these cooks, is getting that bark right. And we are nowhere near where we need to be on that bark setting, okay? Top is coming along pretty good. You can see a little bit browner there. But the old hickory does cook pretty even. I see some browning on the front edges here. Hit that with a little bit more of the spritz. And I tell you what, our pork shoulder looks beautiful. I love the color that's coming, that we're forming so far. So, okay, we got at least another couple hours to go before we even look at this thing again. And it may be time to wrap the ribs at that point. I'll see you guys in a minute. Minute camera time, but in real life, maybe about 2 hours from now, hour and a half. See you in a bit. All right, so 4 hours in, all right? Our temperature when we first started, I had it set for around 250 degrees. But I went ahead and started the old hickory at around 200 degrees and put everything on. So with that being said, I was thinking around 3 hours it'd be time to pull the ribs out and go ahead and get them wrapped. But we're going to see now at the 4 hour mark if we have the color we're trying to achieve and see if it's time to start wrapping, okay? Now, for the pulled pork, it will stay at least 5 hours, maybe 6 hours before we wrap it, all right? So let's see how it's looking. Oh yeah, now we're there, baby. Okay, I want you to see the beautiful color we have here. All right, these are definitely the bark that I'm trying to achieve here on these ribs. So that rack looks wonderful. We'll check the next rack. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful color. And our third rack. Yeah, it's wrapping time. All right, so we'll get inside right now, get our ribs wrapped. And then as far as our pork shoulder goes, at least 1 more hour, but we'll go ahead and give them a spritz while we're at it right now, okay? Definitely where we want to be, though. 4 hour mark. Looks really good. So it's all about bark, you know, when you're talking pulled pork. You want that tenderness. You're going to rip it all apart when it's all said and done. But it's so good to get that good, nice bark on those things. But the ribs, they are glowing. Okay, these things are ready to show out. So we're going right to the cutting board now and get them wrapped up. Oh, this pork shoulder looks crazy good here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these ribs pulled. I'll meet you at the cutting board. We'll start wrapping them. All right, folks, so the ribs are on deck. We're gonna go ahead and get them wrapped and back out there on that pit. They'll go from there for maybe another hour and a half and they should be finished, okay? So let's do the wrapping process. If you can see right now, here's our beautiful ribs with this awesome mahogany color. This is what the Old Hickory Pits gives you, along with the It's Incredible and of course that Texas Best Rib Rub. Okay, we did hit it with apple smoke and a little bit of hickory. So we're gonna start off by going face side down on the foil. Okay, and all we're gonna do is come back with butter first. We'll do a nice line of butter. From there, we'll grab a little brown sugar. Get some of that added right here in the middle. That should be just fine right there. And then our spritz, which is the water and apple cider vinegar, we'll hit it with that as well. Okay, now the most important thing is wrapping it properly and making sure you don't break through the foil, okay? So using heavy duty foil is key when doing this type of a cook. I do one fold here. I come back, do the other fold right there. Kind of give it a nice little press, but not too hard. Again, I don't want the bones to break through. And then finally, I just start on one edge and I roll it up. Now this is for folks who haven't followed my channel, but if you have, you know this inside out, right? Got this thing down pat, we do it all the time. So we fold up both sides. Once that is all done, back to the grill we go. What you'll see next will be us pulling in that pulled pork and doing something very similar to it as well, okay? But everything is going well. The Old Hickory Pits has allowed me to move around and do some other things throughout the day. What a versatile, large smoker, high capacity for these larger cooks. And it's just a dream to cook on. Okay, see you guys in a bit when it's time to bring in that pulled pork. All right, folks, so 7 hours later, it is time to get these beautiful pork shoulders wrapped. I put 3 pieces of foil out. We'll see if that's gonna be enough, okay? But ultimately, we're just gonna get them wrapped, put them back on that pit, let them cook for another 2, maybe 3 hours so they can get tender. We want them to get up to around 203, 205 degrees. Then they should be pull apart perfect, okay? So let's get that going now. Hopefully you can see just how beautiful the bark has already come along on this pulled pork. But I'm gonna move it to the side here and go ahead and get the first one wrapped up. So I put out enough foil just to make sure we can get this thing covered really good. And if I need more, I'll just add more, okay? But we're truly just gonna roll this. Bring up these edges like this. Kind of get us a pocket. Just kind of roll it like a care package, right? I want it to be tight. I want to make sure it does truly steam and breaks down. So that's what we are going after here. Right there. Okay, and then no more than just closing off those edges, right? So getting this thing closed down here and getting it closed down there. All right, so that is how we're going to do these things and get them back out on the pit. So I'll see you guys once everything is done. These are all going to go in the cooler, so you may not be able to see till tomorrow, but ultimately this pulled pork will be pulled apart. The ribs are already done. What we've done, we've put a really nice meal together for folks tomorrow on Memorial Day. All right, so we are at day 2 of this 9 slab of rib and 3 pork shoulder cooked that we made on the Old Hickory Pits Ace MM. Today is the day to start delivering to customers who ordered this for Memorial Day. So what I did last night, when the pork shoulders came off, I wrapped them in foil and I put them in a cooler and let them rest overnight so they're still warm and ready to be pulled. Now for the ribs, I wrapped all of those. You saw me do 1 slab, maybe 2. And what we did with those, we put those in the refrigerator. So this morning I got up, I heated up the ribs at around 250 degrees until they got warm and ready to cut. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a special together, but I wanna start with the ribs and get them all cut up and let you guys see how we're gonna get this going, okay? So let's do that now. So as you can see, here's 1 slab of ribs. We're gonna get them opened up. You can see they look absolutely delightful. Look at that, folks. They look beautiful, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and get this up from the foil. Nice and warm, because I did heat them up, like I said. And we're gonna go ahead and start getting them cut up. So what I have is my Colina. This is a Polima knife, okay? This is a really good knife for cutting, all right? And we're just gonna get these ribs cut up. Now, building these specials for the customers, they're gonna just be thrilled, okay? Because I always try to make sure to give good portions. You know, you want people to come back. You gotta make a living when you're catering, but you also wanna make sure you treat people fair, okay? So for each of these specials that I'm selling, each customer is gonna get a slab and a half of ribs, okay? So you can imagine the faces and the smiles they're gonna have when these ribs hit their table, right? So let's check out one of the ribs and see how they look. Look at that beautiful smoke ring. Look at the beautiful bark we have. Okay, these things are good to go. Money, all right? Now, all I'm gonna do now is move this to the side. We're gonna bring a foil tray over, okay? Because I wanna keep track of what I'm doing, because I also wanna make sure I'm giving equal portions to everybody as well, okay? So I have claws here, and we'll take care of this next. This will definitely be for ripping up those pork shoulders, so we'll just get this out the way. I'm gonna bring a foil tray and set it right here. When I'm building specials, what I use is parchment paper. I say specials, but when I'm catering or specials, I call them specials because what I make feeds 6 to 8 people. I start off with a piece of parchment paper that you can see right there. And then with these ribs, we're just gonna pile them in, okay? We'll just start putting them in here. And remember, they get a slab and a half. I'm telling you, man, this is Dski Grillz goodness is what these folks are getting. We ain't playing around here. They have a beautiful sheen. They're just nice and glossy. And I think what I'll do for this cook, or for this video right now, is I will finish showing you me putting one special together. Then I'll do the rest off camera. Slab number 2 looks absolutely amazing as well. You can see that, beautiful sheen, tender. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna get these cut all the way through. Okay, so for this slab, again, beautiful, beautiful smoke ring, okay? We'll get these piled in as well. And what I'll do is I'll count them. We're gonna be fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 will be going into this special here. 3 and another 3 here. Okay, all right, so the rib portion for this cook is done. We're gonna go ahead and get this wrapped up. I'll show you how we do it. And all we do is we come back with this paper. This is why the parchment paper is so good. Come on back over. And what I do is I just tuck the paper just like this and move it to the side, okay? So now our ribs are done. I'm gonna move this over because I wanna show you now the pork shoulder. So let's get this over. This is one of 3 pork shoulders we have today. So I made additional pork for our house as well. Okay, now get ready for this. Now, how do you know that a pork shoulder is ready? When you can remove the blade bone like this, okay? Look at that beautiful clean blade bone. This thing here is ready to be pulled, all right? And if you guys remember what we did, we injected this baby, right? So for this one, we came with the It's Incredible injection. We came with the Texas Best Rib Rub. We showed out, all right? So we'll get this laid out and we'll start pulling this pork. So I'm coming in now with Wolverine claws, which I love to do. So here's the Wolverine claws. And all we're gonna do is start pulling this pork that has rested in that cooler overnight. Beautiful again, smoke ring is divine. And I'll keep working this. Get this out the way. I'll keep working this until we get it down to the type of shredded size that we want. But you can see what I mean, all right? Pulled pork makes ample amount. So they are huge when you're doing specials for people. They can get a nice portion of pulled pork. We're gonna give them about 6 pieces of bread, which is what we're planning on doing, maybe 6 to 8 pieces of bread. They wanna make some sandwiches up, however they wanna do it. Then we're gonna just start piling it on, just like this. I think that is very, very good, ample portion there. Move this over to the side for the next special. All right, and check out what people are getting, okay? So we're doing good. We have around 18 ribs and we have at least 3.5, 4 pounds of pulled pork, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get this wrapped up as well. Plenty pulled pork. And then if everything works well, we come back with our beans, sit that in here. I don't know if it'll fit. I'm gonna try and see if I can get it in there. And our cabbage. Okay, so this is a special from Dski Grillz for Memorial Day. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let everyone know what Dski Grillz is up to. And as always, at Dski Grillz, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Happy Memorial Day. Enjoy yourself, be safe out there, and thank you for the men and women and the service that they gave to our country. We really appreciate you, those who are fallen and those who are still doing it today. God bless you.